Hello everybody, Doug here from 2 Plus Tough, and today we are hanging out and we are chatting about the Saturnine box. Forgive the rough start there. For some reason, YouTube and my microphone were having a bit of a thing this morning and it wasn't quite working out well. But here we are. We're chilling. I'm listening to my 90s grunge, but it's lo-fi, so please tune in if you like that. Please let me know if you can hear and see me okay, so that I'm not being drowned out by the music. That'll be great. And I'll pop out my chat and we'll get to building. Now I will be honest with you. I was sent the Saturnine. Yep, Ineptus Astartes first indeed. I literally just flicked the button. Was sent the Saturnine box, and I actually never really got around to building much of it, simply because I was too engrossed with reading the books. Because other, fancier channels have a whole team of people who digest this stuff. And it was just me and my stalwart friend Ned. Against 2 men against 1,000 rules. But anyway, I'm going to go switch to the downward cam here, and I am building the... This is the Praetor, the leader guy, in Saturnine armor. And one thing I wanted to point out for modelists and hobbyist dudes and dudettes is, if you look, grab a pen, I can probably use this as a good pointer. This guy's arm sockets right here and his leg sockets are all ball joints. Now there is a little notch in here for like helping you know where the leg should be bent for this base, but if you just take a pair of clippers and nick that little nubbin off, then the leg has complete articulation. So because the heel and the foot is also on a ball joint, so you could have him do whatever you want. So, making him the first great hero who has an optional tactical rock. Anyway, I wanted to point that out because, first of all, he is a ball ache to build. He's a billion little pieces, but that's for the purpose of giving you incredible, articulation or whatever. Just grab all my junk out of here. And the hardest part is remembering where you stopped. Aha, we're right here. Got the head plugged in, got the thing, got the little nubbins, the war nubbins on the back. How am I liking the kits? Second, Mark II Space Marines, that's what I was trying to say. They seem to go together almost identically as the old ones. Actually, maybe even a bit easier. Remember the Mark VI, I was like, holy balls, this is a lot of bits. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so I went ahead of myself a little bit to get the legs done. So that's why I'm kind of in between these two places right here. And we need your boy's halo. There's no option, only rock, yes. How are you liking the kits? I very much enjoy... I enjoy the detail and the level of articulation they all have in terms of how you can move them. They are a lot of pieces. Like, you know how Games Workshop sometimes says on their site, like, elite kit or something like that? Basically, be gone, ye plebes who don't like playing with resin or whatever. This whole box is basically that, I feel. Like, this isn't a Space Marine where you could just give it to a kid and they can figure out how to make a Space Marine kind of a thing. Which I'm more than happy with. That's totally cool with me. Although, I do have to give them props. As a Texan, they let you choose from among 3 belt buckles, and that's important to my people. What was it? My wife and I, we were watching Love Island, and she adores the show, and I just think it's hysterical. It is not my cup of tea, but the crap they have adults do is just absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, the point I bring that up for is because what is it? She was dang it. dang it, I lost my thought. Basically, I was having a thought of like Primarchs on Love Island, and I was just like, oh man, that would be incredible. Yeah, we need to do that for the Horsey Heresy, which is an event here in Iowa. Love your lore videos. Is there one on Sylvaneth? Oh, there's several on Sylvaneth. Not for the new edition yet. I'm still, well, the world, is still waiting on their book, I believe. No, wait, did they get their new book in the new edition? I'm so far behind, y'all. Games Workshop's been, my two notes that I really enjoy about Games Workshop as a hobby are AOS and Horus Heresy, and the two have just been pocket to pocket for a while now. Yeah, I like that. He goes together really well. Like all of the scenes, like when you look at it, I don't know if you ever had this. My biggest example is a kit they don't produce anymore, but the Warcry Warband with the bird people. That was always the perfect go-to example for me of kits where you look at how things are supposed to line up on the image, and they just don't. And it's not until you like fat thumb the model into place and you just kind of wiggle around a bit, then everything kind of like clicks together, which I never liked because it doesn't look like it should go together. Point is, this kit does not have any of those, and I like that very much. Oh, we got to seal our little Buzz Lightyear in his little cockpit. I love it. I would love if anybody has any discussion topics, please throw it in the chat, and we'll talk all about it. I will wax poetically. I just didn't have a lot of inspiration, but I have so much stuff to build, and these guys are such a pain that I was like, I just got to get to it. And I don't know about for you, but whenever I'm doing hobby stuff that I don't really care for, which is, it's just always building. I just don't like that part of the hobby. And these are, unfortunately, models that remind me why. But I do find that when I'm building, it helps a lot to have just people to hang out and chat with. Little Stinker, I've just been having fun expanding my brain with new Conquest lore book. Really? You got yourself one? I love it. Isn't it so well put together? Like, just as a product. I really do hope that GW does something similar with Age of Sigmar. Plus, working on White Scars for Horus Heresy. Nice. Nice. Okay, here we go. Yes, I skipped ahead on his arms because I wanted to get the torso upright, because I wanted it... I went out of order because I wanted to pose him on the rock before kind of locking in where the arms are. I hate it when a kit has you like put the arms in and then you try to stand them in the right way, and sometimes like the torso to legs just don't look right. So anyway, that's why I did everything wrong on purpose. Leg, now I've got the arms. Okay, 54. The lore book is truly gorgeous. Yes, it has, I mean, just the page layouts and the art and everything. It is quite gorgeous. Oh, it looks like I'm designing the first of the arms right now. And it looks like the arms and elbows are fully posable too. Where are you at? Ah. It's always at a weird angle so it doesn't look like the part you're trying to look for. 57, saw that one. I will continue to chat about my favorite Legion, 58, the Sons of Horus. I had a video go live today where me and Epis Astartes talked all about him. And overall, I like the rules. I'm trying to think of the biggest hiccup to me is not hiccup. It's not a hiccup in any way, shape, or form. That implies a mistake. It's just an interesting design choice of taking away the Legion's ability in the last edition was when they charge or got charged, your enemies had -1 strength that round. So basically what it meant is like the first round of combat, someone like my Marines or my Reavers had a little bit of a fighting chance. You still get hit just as easily. It's just, you know, if they're using chain swords, it takes some of the wind out of the sails a little bit. And now it's that we can use our full ballistic skill to do snapshots, which I'm sure is useful in many contexts. It's just not as universally obvious. You know what I mean? It is what it is. As we talked about on Ineptus Astartes' channel, I really like the Night Lords design, to the point where I might have to actually build some Night Lords. We'll have to see. I don't know. My local group, at least here in the Des Moines area, seems fairly positive, at least very willing to hear the game out kind of a thing. Which I love, and that's all I ever ask of people. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm looking to invest in another army at the moment. So yes, this is a great example. If you see here, this is, I have to see if the other Saturnine guys are like this, but for the boss, you see how it's a perfect sphere here for the elbow joint and this little nubbin? If you want the model to look like he does in the box, you follow the nubbin. If you want them to be fully posable, you just literally flick that and this entire thing becomes like a hinge. Now this particular one, because the Power Fist doesn't have a ton of more room, but the legs are like that as well, was my point. You do have a lot more flexibility with the legs because the knee joints come all the way forward. Whereas these guys, their arms are always a little bit bent. You know, you're always kind of shaped a little bit like Gollum when they shove you inside a thing of Terminator armor or something. Okay, got that lined up. Cha-cha-cha. Oh, okay, that's it. Nope, one more piece. That's what I'm missing. I was like, how come that does not look like a shoulder? I'm glad the Saturnine box isn't a FOMO set. So if someone wanted to start a second army, they can still nab the discount. Yeah, and you know, Horus Heresy plays at a larger game size. Like, I like the fact that the starter set kind of reflects that in all of them, as far as I can remember, have always been like, hey, you can build 2 armies out of this. Right? You and your buddy can get into it, but let's be honest, if you're hooked, you're really hooked. So you're going to buy this whole box. Because your wife won't want it in the divorce. I'm just kidding. But yes, I am also really glad for that. I mean, the value is in the fact that you get the rule book and all this units together and stuff. I haven't decided what to do with my 40 schmoes. You get 40 basic Marines in the box. And I'm just kind of hovering. I can't... I know I want to at least turn, what, 5 or 10 into Seekers. I think that's pretty reasonable. But beyond that, I'm trying to think of like the other special weapons that I would really, really want. And I think that's just going to be... I'm going to experiment a few times, I think, with my Sons of Horus, because I'm not really sure what direction... You know, they don't have like a rules gimmick or interaction that you want to lean into. They're very generalist. And so the only exception to that rule being they seem to do a little bit better in challenges because of... for bravado reasons. And so I think I'm going to get a bunch of hero upgrades like special weapons and stuff. I really don't have many in the last edition because I took the Black Reaving. I was starved for heavy weapons because there was a limit on how many you could take there. And so all of my sergeants, everybody had a power fist because I just literally needed anything strength 8 or better. I'll take it. Give me your whole in stock. So now that that restriction no longer exists, I find myself bereft of big guns. But you will be happy to know that Games Workshop kept the tradition of the newest stuff is the best stuff, so it still feels like home, you know? It's still... They might have a new coat of paint, but it's still the Games Workshop you fell in love with when you were a kid. I say that in jest. Obviously, the designers don't do that, but they gave... most of the Terminators in this edition do not natively have Deep Strike. But the Praetor in Saturnine armor, for a small upgrade, can give a unit Deep Strike, which is pretty stinking good. And by a unit, I mean the Saturnine boys who go with him. But I'm going to open the chat. If anybody has any thoughts or things they'd like to talk about, please drop it in there and we will discuss it at length. Otherwise, I am just hanging out and building some models. Also, if you're building as well, I'd love to know what you're working on. Okay, so those arms are going to need to dry. But in the meantime... Okay, we got a couple options here. We got to start making some hard choices. He can have a big FU hammer or a big FU axe. I think I have to go axe. So here's our options, right? Okay. We got Thick Boy with hammer. And he's got, looks like a plasma gun on his arm. And then down here is Thick Boy with plasma gun and axe. So it switches the arms for the special weapon. I think... I like the pose of the hammer guy. I'm gonna do that. He's just, I like that kind of like hammer standing upright, just kind of scowling over the battlefield. Okay, so first we'll grab this. Hey, all right. Let's see. Just a sec here. All right. Yes, I found it. Had a little trouble there with finding the parts I needed. Okay, going for whatever I think is the most Warhammer of the options. Okay, so that's one arm. The other one is 51 and 52. Why did this guy's hand need to be 2 pieces? This just seems mean. You put the whole hand and a hammer in one hand, and the other part's like, actually, we should slow down, guys. We have a bit requirement. We got to make this piece 2. Okay, cool. That goes together pretty well. So normally the bossmen, the Justarin of the Sons of Horus, will wear like a sea green. Oh, sorry, the bossmen wear a black, and the standard troops wear the sea green. And I think I am going to have that be generally the case, except I want the pauldrons of my Saturnine guys to have white. I use white as sort of my royal accent color. I think it looks real sharp. I have thought about trying to do marble. Heard a lot of people say that they're going to attempt it. I'm scared, but I think I could probably do a good job. New to Horus Heresy this edition? What are the campaign books? Special rules for narrative play. So, I can only speak to one of them. Whatever the first drop site, whatever one is. They are essentially narrative supplements that give you I think a great story. I mean, I think it's great. But essentially like a campaign story with a bunch of maps and cool stuff to kind of bring it to life, and in the back is a bunch of missions and optional rules and specialty heroes and stuff like that. For example, to recreate the drop pod assault, there's like a special hero in there that affects deep strike rules, that kind of thing. So it's a lot of stuff like that. So it's story, art, pictures, and then model entries and stuff like that. Now, if it doesn't, if it doesn't interest you, it's not one of those products where it's like, ah, crap, I'm behind things because I have to buy a bunch of stuff. I think if you buy one, you're kind of locked into it, so it's not like you would have a bajillion books to carry. It's more like you would pick your army book plus one, maybe. I think that's the idea anyway. How do these go together? Sorry guys, I got tied up on one specific part. I am not going to lie to you. I despise this hand. This is really stupid. Games Workshop, you are better than this. And you effing know it. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to like work this to get it in right, and I think I just need to sit it in. The other hand, which has the fingers extended, is also on the sprue, which means there is absolutely no reason for this to be two pieces. There we go. It's just easier to set it in the fist. Good lord. I practiced that. I was chipping away at it for a while. God dang. Okay. Let's see, where does he connect to? He connects onto the backpack, the second plug down. Okay. Alright, we got this here. I know I'm being very silent, but this part is kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, I deeply apologize for the silence, everybody. This is absolutely driving me crazy, so... Okay, new plan. That's gonna go there separately, and if it works, we'll put it on, and if not, he's not getting that gun. Because I am swiftly losing patience. Alright. Let's see. What is next? So we got the overarching shoulder stuff. Chill music to fill the hobby space. Yes, I try to have something, because I am not someone who can build and talk in perpetuity. But I do like to have a little bit of conversation, so. It's 21, 22, and 23. Oh, 22, right here, right in the face. Okay, let's see. You know, if you guys stay on the stream long enough, you're going to see the exact point where I give up on a model, because this sucks. Just the building part. I am not a model builder, per se. But, like, this is not fun to build. Like, I just don't see anything lining up like it does in the picture, and I cannot seem to understand why. Specifically right now I'm having trouble with the shoulders, because this image is a flat two-dimensional of what should be a three-dimensional thing. If you look here in the next picture, the blades are coming forward, but they do not read that way. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how this is all supposed to work. Okay. It doesn't look right. There's just a bunch of gaps. Oh no, that is. Yep, okay, I understand. That's the underside. Glue that down real fast so it doesn't pop off. Okie dokie, so we got that, and then this. I will, Ah, there it goes, perpendicular. Okay. Yeah, you know, this is going to be one of those trust to process things. I got to see what it looks like with the other front pauldron on, because this is just not helpful. This diagram sucks. Throwing it out there. Okay, 26 and 24 is what I want. It is just giving me no context to actually put this thing together. Oop, other one. Okay. So with that said, how the ever-loving F are this supposed to stick in there? So this is the stuff I mean. You see how this beam goes at an angle? You would never know that unless the other part was there, which it does not tell you. It tells you to put this in first. So, don't read the rules, kids. Rules are for losers, I guess. GW. All right. Now that I know what each shoulder is, I only have one more left. This one will go quick. Good lord and good luck to anybody there. If you're building this yourself, just build the whole dang shoulder. This little insert that makes it lock onto the shoulder is very poorly described. trying to decide. We're taking a bit of a hiatus with the Emperor Protects and stuff. Dan never played Heresy. I'm looking for more suggestions for Heresy books, if anybody has them. Ones that you love that we haven't read yet. So let's see, it's on this side, so it should go. Yep. There we go. Easy when you know how. I remember back in the day I was playing the game Fable, the OG one, and I heard that line from there. One of the villagers will go, "It's easy once you know how," and I don't know why that became like so deeply programmed into my brain, because it's like, yeah, no shoot. Well, this one's not getting a cord to hang on to. I'm just gonna graft the fist on because I cannot for the life of me figure out how that's supposed to line up. So they give you a lot of posability on the arm, but not in a way that means you can connect this cord to the back. Once you kind of move away from that, you lose all that. I'm thinking something like this. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Let's see. So next thing is tacking on the shoulders we just did. Oh wait, we got some. You gotta have his tassels. Don't forget my tassels. And then after that will be the halo. Okay, okay. We are ready for next step. Oh yeah, sure enough, that is right how they sit, huh? It's weird because they lock into place, but it doesn't feel like they sit hard on any one thing. I mean, it's so you can raise the arms up and down or whatever. Like, I get it. It's just it. Yeah, it really does just kind of sit on that top plate. Okay, okay. I'm coming back around to liking my guy here. My boy. Oh, I see. This goes on the back and holds the two the two mega plates together. That's probably good. That way nothing can tear on them. And I gotta decide. I'm gonna build the cape first and see if I like it. So a lot of times, when I personally do hero options, I do not use the cape that they give me. I'm thinking no. We'll see. I'll give it a second. I'm thinking no because it has an eagle on the back of it, and so when I think of the eagle thing, I tend to think of loyalists. That's not explicitly true, of course, but you know, it looks like that's going to tab onto the back of the big shoulder guards. Nope. I'm officially done with this model. No cape for you. This guy sucks dick to build. I'm done. Doggy, do better. Oh, man. You have to get the cape lined up here, and I couldn't get it lined up, and my soul is done because I don't care anymore. I've officially stopped caring. Are you guys just as difficult? Go check out the Saturnine boys. Yep. Yep. As you can see here, ball joints on all of them. Yeah, you know, honestly, I think I'm just going to pay someone to build these for me because I had so little fun building that model you just saw. That was not great. I will say I did build the tarantula turret, and it's awesome, and the marines go together really, really well. Yeah, they're the same. Front body, back body, legs, and then it does come with the... it does come with 2 sprues of disintegrator weapons, which is cool. But... yeah, let's see. We're gonna do something fun. Marines. Just Marines. Gotta figure out what I want. I definitely want some combat shields. So these guys are great because they're a great way to get weapon skill 5 on non-Legion specific troops. We'll have to go into that. Oh, my wife is calling for me. Let's see. I'm at an hour. Yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and hop off here. I'm at an hour. It's a good amount of time. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me while I built that guy. He is very detailed, but I will say, now that I'm looking at him, I like his profile. Like, he's got a great little look to him. But I'm gonna be chipping away at these guys for a while. So anyway, stay tuned for more Heresy stuff. I like the game. I think it's headed in a really cool direction. A lot of crummy news when it comes to units losing some ability to be flexible, but I have no control over that. Anyway, I hope that you're enjoying it as well and that you'll be hanging out with me as I do some more hobby for my Sons of Horse. I'll catch you next time. Happy wargaming, friends.